Hi everyone, this is Farah. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I make videos on handbags, luxury, style. So if you love those kind of videos, you're gonna love it here. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Today's video, I just want to discuss to you guys about 4 different fashion houses, luxury fashion houses that I don't own any handbags from, but I've always kind of considered. And I would love to hear if you guys do own any bags from these fashion houses. What bags do you have and what do you think about them, especially compared to your other luxury bags that you have. So the 4 luxury houses I'm going to talk about is Chole, Bottega Veneta, Bvlgari, and Loewe. So I don't have any handbags from these bags, but I have any handbags from these fashion houses, but I have always considered to get them. But I guess so far there's not been anything that I've been so wowed by that's just like on my mind and I can't stop thinking about it. But I want to hear what you guys think because I'm always open to exploring different fashion houses, assuming it's in my budget. So first I'll start with Chole. Now Chole, I will say, is one fashion house where like their clothes and the bohemian kind of style seems very me. Like I love that kind of just light and airy and girly, kind of a little bit of bohemian thrown in there. So I've always loved that style of Chole, and like I've tried out their perfumes and some of their perfumes I love. So a couple things I liked. But if I think about their handbags, the 2 bags that I don't think is in production anymore, but that I've always kind of liked when I first saw them is the Chole Nile bag, which is that bracelet bag that was really popular several years ago, I think like around 2017. And then the Faye bag, the Chole Faye bag, which I think was also popular then. Now I think the Chole like Marcy bag is more popular, but I haven't been so interested in that. But I have in the past actually bought the Chole Nile. I have a video on my channel where I bought it from Fashion File. It did not work out because it was in a much more worn condition than I expected it to be, so I ended up returning it. Then I also did one time buy the Chole Faye bag, and that I also have a video where I, got that bag, but I didn't like it. It was my first time trying something in like an exotic leather, and it was in a python and the scales were kind of peeling and it just, oh no, I didn't like it. So that also went back. Otherwise the styles were interesting, but they did feel kind of dated to me. But those are the only 2 bags that have really caught my eye. The Drew bag, I will say back in the day, I did think was also really nice and kind of like a simple kind of girly, but I had kind of like a similar non-luxury bag of that, and I just never worn it because I found the chain to just kind of like dig into my shoulders. So I never considered it further. And the kind of closure mechanism, it has like a little, looks like a little metal tab that goes in to close it. Also seemed a little bit fussy to me. So the Marcy bag seems like a very sturdy, easy to use bag, but I think I have so many bags that have like a top handle and a longer strap, crossbody strap, like my Speedies for example, so I just don't feel like I need something else because I just don't love the style of it. But the Chole Nile and the Chole Faye are the 2 that I've always kind of, if there's any bags from Chole that I've ever wanted, it's been those. But again, they seem a little dated to me, and I feel like if I got them now, I'd just be getting them just to get them. But I'm not gonna lie, I do often look to see, because I'm like, oh, if I can get it in a really good deal, which they're going for so much less than they did when they first came out, I might consider it, but I just don't know if I would get so much use out of it. So would love to know, do you guys own any Chole bags? If so, which ones? And if you have these bags, do you still love them? Or if you've had them before and sold them, why did you not like it? Why did you get rid of it? So would love to know that about the House of Chole. And then the next designer house is Bottega Veneta. Now, Bottega Veneta, I'll be honest, it's kind of like, for me, I know it's been around for some time, but for me, it's a much newer fashion house. I just somehow have never really gotten into it. The thing that stands out about this fashion house to me for their bags is just that weave, the leather weaved bags. I think it's, I can never say the word. It's Interratio or something. I don't know. I know I butchered that. I'm sorry, but it's basically like the weave of the leathers that kind of makes that like checkered pattern. And they have a lot of bags in that style. The Jody, the kind of hobo style bags. I mean, so many. And I think that is kind of what makes Bottega Veneta that style. Their leathers are really soft. Anytime I've checked it out in the store, it's amazing how soft it is. But I think there's nothing that I've really been interested in. And I think also this leather weave, I personally always just think that like, oh my gosh, even if I keep it in a dust bag, it's just all this dust cinder is going to collect in all these little slots in the leather weaving. I don't know. Does anybody else think that? But that's kind of what goes in my mind, and it just makes me not want to get it. And yeah, I can't think of a single bag there that I've loved. I feel like I would just be getting it just to say I have something from there. But again, this is when I want to know your thoughts. Is there bags from there that you love? And if so, what are they? And why do you guys love it? And is there something just I'm not getting? I will say they're beautiful bags, but I don't know. Is it just because I'm not liking this weave pattern? Is it hard to take care of? I'm not sure. So that is one that I've, I kind of just never have been into, but can't put my finger on it. And then the other fashion house that I will say is Bvlgari. Bvlgari, I will say, I think some of their bags are beautiful. So the ones with the serpentine head, they're like the snake kind of head on it. I think it's called a serpentine bag. I think are gorgeous. Beautiful. I have looked at those bags a lot, but I've also just never quite pulled the trigger. I have a Gucci Dionysus that has like little tiger heads on it. And somehow I know it's not the same, but it kind of gives that same feeling. So that's why I've just never pulled the trigger on the Bvlgari. And the Bvlgari bag also seems like a very, night out kind of bag. And I just don't know if I have enough of social events where I need a bag like that. But I have loved that bag. But other than that bag, I really can't think of any other bag in that fashion house that even comes to my mind, much less owning it or looking at it. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you own anything from there? I mean, I feel like they're kind of known as more of a jewelry brand, but they do make these other really beautiful pieces. But I've never really, other than the serpentine bag, fallen in love with something, but would love to know if you guys own anything from that fashion house. And then lastly, Loewe. I know a lot of people love Loewe, and I keep hearing that their leather quality is just top tier. Just from the bags that I've kind of felt, I can say they feel very beautiful. But the more, the bag that comes to my mind is the puzzle bag. And one time I also did have this very similar style bag to the puzzle bag, and I just didn't love it. It felt a little too boxy to me, almost like a little too masculine for my taste. And I think because it was the same kind of top handle, shoulder kind of bag, I just felt like, okay, well, I have a Speedy or, something like that. I know they're totally different bags, but I think it was just a little too boxy and just not maybe feminine enough for me, which trust me, if you have that bag and you love it, I think it's beautiful. I think the leather is gorgeous. I think their color, especially that like camel tan kind of color, is beautiful, but I just never have been like, wow, I love that. Now, they have a hammock bag, which I thought was really beautiful. I love the concept of it, how you can wear it very different ways, and like just how it's called, the hammock bag, I thought was like really cool. So that bag I was really actually more interested in, but I recently bought a kind of a similar bag to that, which I'll unbox in a future video. So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger on that, because I have something similar, but that's the only one from that house otherwise that I've been really interested in. I know the flamenco bag, I think it's called, I've seen, but the leather I felt on it feels really soft, but almost like too delicate, like I'm gonna scratch it. And it also kind of has that like just like a sack kind of look to it. So I don't know, I'm not sure, but those are the 4 fashion houses, Chole, Loewe, what was the other one? Bottega, Veneta, and Bvlgari. Now the other one, actually I think of another one, number 5, Versace. This I also don't want anything from. I have some perfume from there, but I've never had a bag from there that I like, because I like color, I like hardware, but when I think of it, I think of is it like a lion head that they have on some of their bags, or like that bright, kind of yellow, that typical Versace print that's on all their like silk shirts. That's kind of what comes to mind, and I think I've never been super interested in that. I do think the shirts are pretty, and I like the pattern is interesting, but it's a very like, you see it and it's like, that's Versace, or like that, I believe it's like a lion head, I think. But I can't even think of a bag other than knowing those prints are on there, like a specific name of the bag. So that would be another one, actually. Now that I think of it, there's these 5 that I don't own anything from, these luxury fashion houses. But how about you guys? Do you own anything from Versace, a handbag? And if so, which one is it? Because I'd be interested to look at it. So these 5 fashion houses that I mentioned, if you guys do own anything from there or used to, would love to know why you owned it or why you still have it and what are your thoughts about it, and is it just something I'm missing, because I'm always very open to just, you know, learning more about different fashion houses that I don't already own, and kind of, you know, considering if something else I should add to my collection if it kind of brings, you know, that spark to me. And if you haven't watched my luxury handbag video, I'll link it down below, so maybe you get an idea of kind of like my style and what I like, because of course I don't want to just have a bag just to have it. Probably why I haven't bought anything, you know, from these brands yet, but I really want it to like speak to me. I love it, and I know I'm gonna use it, and it just like wows me. So let me know what you guys think, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't already, please again hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.